And same time, we are also getting suffered in the infrastructure project, which is of the common interest. For example, New Bombay Airport. Last 4 year or 5 year, the file is shuttling between central and state, state to environment and so on. So it is the biggest challenge. I think infrastructure or housing is a first or environment is a first. I think we respect environment. My project, our IGBC approved most of the building, all the project, but then still environment at what cost? I think there is a really hard time to have a look at that.
Thanks, Sunil. Very important points, and I think big concern for all developers and for the nation as a whole. I think it's a big concern. Mr. Vandelkar, anything about Mumbai?
So, as Urban Development Secretary is here, so I want to just point out to you one thing, sir. In environment, now they have come up with an office memorandum wherein they are asking for the width of the road for the height of the building. The problem is that I think not even a single proposal is cleared. To be very honest, out of 10, I don't think even 2 proposals must be cleared. Otherwise, if you see, same proposals were cleared earlier. See, the road, the width of the road, I think it's a subject of UD rather than environment. Second thing, the way my friend suggested, parking, see, if you provide more parking, it is better other than the people parking on the roads. If the roads are bigger, the people, you have seen all the time the cars are parked on the streets. Even though we have problems selling the parking because in one side the court says you can't sell the parking, it's a different issue. I don't want to go into that. But when we are providing the parkings, they want once again to restrict that. And second thing, the projects, I will tell you what will happen if this happens. The people will, today the bigger layouts are there. People are started, bigger layouts are done by amalgamating plots. We will be forcing the developers to not to amalgamate plot and do a better planning rather than restrict it below 20,000 to 20,000 meters. Once you below 20,000 meters, no rule applicable to you. In other terms, the rules are applicable to a person who follows the rules. The person who makes a slum or a person who does an illegal building. See, it's ultimately depends. Everything is sold out. Today's market, the housing is such a problem when people say, all the politicians say roti, kapda or makan. Unfortunately, we provide, the people who are sitting here, we provide the most difficult. Still, when earlier sessions people were talking too much, I don't want to go into that. Sir, instead of that, is the country really want to provide affordable housing? I will tell you, if you want to provide affordable housing, the way you people have done in telecommunication. Sir, when telecommunication came, the rate was 15 rupees per. And today it is 1%, sir. After 20 years, 17 years, the prices have come down to 1%, wherein all other products prices have gone 500 times more. Sir, if you really have to take care of this.
Let's focus on environment. I think
yes,
environment is the subject.
Thank you.
I think what he's trying to say is roti, kapda, makan ke sath, roti, kapda, makan or environment.
Yes.
All are important. Okay, I think let's go to Vidur, who's a very famous architect and one of the top leading developers today. And I think their company has done a lot in terms of green buildings. And I would also like to invite on stage Brigadier R.R. Singh of Naredco. So we are happy to announce today the signing of Naredco, an MOU with Indian Green Building Council, which is Confederation of the Indian Industry. And Vidur is the chairman of the Delhi chapter. The purpose of this MOU is to further accelerate green building movement in India. Under this MOU, Naredco and IGBC shall work together on 3 areas: green education through training programs and workshops, information and knowledge sharing, and networking between members. So I think this is a very big step in terms of promoting green buildings. So I think we should give them all. And also then, I would like Vidur to talk about, I think they were the first developers who got a green building with carbon credits. So I think, Vidur, if you could talk a bit about that and your other endeavors on green buildings.
Sure. Thanks, Pranav. Good evening, friends. It's been a long journey, in a very, a journey which has actually not gone through ups and downs. Normally journeys goes through ups and downs, but the IGBC, the Indian Green Building Council journey in India, and especially in Delhi, in this part of India, has been a journey which has started almost in the early 2000. And my friend Tanmay, who's my right side, has been part of that journey from day one. And it was a handful of, I think, about 7, 8 of us, probably 10 of us who really started this. The first project was 20,000 square feet, and today I can proudly say that we have close to 1.2 billion square feet of green developments under IGBC in India, which is a huge, huge, huge development. And I'm an architect, and I only design sustainable buildings, and I also develop only sustainable buildings. We've been part of this, and we've been fortunate enough that we have 3 LEED certified platinum rated buildings and 4 gold certified buildings under our banner. But anyway, that's not what the main reason I'm here for. I want to just divert from what I was going to talk, and I actually agree with Mr. Mantri, Sunil actually, if I may call you Sunil. This environment ministry is a big issue and is hurting everybody in our trade. I personally feel that there should be a benchmark which every architect or developer should put in their buildings, and they can self-certify, and then the environment ministry can audit that building. So if that happens, I think 90% of these buildings don't have to go through environment, because it's mandatory under a lot of things to put certain things in, like sewer treatment plants and a whole lot of what BE has put in. And if we do that, 90% of the problem is over. There's a huge financial loss, there's a social loss, and of course there's a business loss. So anyway, coming back to IGBC, so today we have many chapters across India, and we have one annual conference which happens every year, more towards Diwali, attended by over 1,500 people. We are linked up with USGBC, which happens mostly in North America. In fact, I was just speaking at the USGBC in San Francisco. The government of late, and if I may say of late, has started supporting IGBC and GRIHA, which are similar platforms, in a big way. It took almost 6 years for us to shake them up. And one of the main benefits, I personally feel that green buildings that don't cost more to start with, and they have a huge tangible and intangible benefits. But here we are talking about real estate developers, so let's talk about more tangible benefits. If it was a school, I'd talk about intangible benefits. But in terms of pure tangible benefits, one of the main benefits is, of course, the recovery of cost. And we just did a building for Wipro almost in 2003, right? About 2003. And another project which we own, which Pranav was talking about, is a project called Green Boulevard. And Tanmay was helping us with that project as well. We are actually saving 54% energy in that building. So if the electricity bill across the road of an A-grade developer is 100, ours is about 45, which is like a huge saving. To give you an example, and Pranav, you'll understand when we talk about this, a typical commercial office space, 1 ton of air conditioning gives you about 200 square feet of air conditioning. This building is giving us 850 square feet of air conditioning, 1 ton of, so virtually in 1 million square feet, we have about 1,100 tons of air conditioning only. So can you imagine the kind of benefit that's coming in? And this building is 5 years old. We were fortunate enough this was covered